Hello and welcome to Irish Science Fiction. My name is Brian Sexton. You are listening to, if you hang around, chapter 47 of a story called Nancy Graham, the Space Ranger. The story has 56 chapters, so a hen, it's a dog, it's a tree, and away we go on chapter 47. The death of European Space Agency mission commander at the claws, fondricles and teeth belonging to a selection of ground-dwelling carnivores on the forest floor of the Achlontean range of Ballyrist left founder of the Hobblegranniger Defence League Gumgulliger Unterwackle, also known as Bip, and his elderly companion with a problem. "So what now?" asked the elderly former tunnel-digging noob known to himself, and Bip at least, as Mighty. "We need to get away from this place," replied Bip. "I know that." "Hey, do you want to join the Hobblegranniger Defence League?" asked Bip. "What?" asked Mighty. It's just, I'd be more comfortable telling you my plan if you were one of us." "One of who?" "The Hobblegranniger Defence League. That's me, Marker Yumlin and Miacta Flart, although that pair are now dismembered inside Brazy McAsbug's Muffledorf chest in the Forest of Proverbs. So I suppose the one of us literally means one of us. You know, me and you. So, are you in, Mighty?" "What are you banging on about, you mad idiot?" "I'm talking about a free Jupiter," explained Bip. "Free from the great big fat simpleton Sosman Borkstapple and his buddies. And their stupid ideas." "Oh, I dunno, Bip," said Mighty. "It wasn't Sosman that had me condemned to the labyrinth of Chunticle. What makes him worse than any other leader we had?" "Because he's a bollocks," explained Bip. "Leaders always are. It just goes with the territory." "Yeah," said Bip. But he smells of cheese." "How do you know that? Have you met him, Bip?" "Well, no, not really. Just take from me, he's a prick." "Oh, wait, hear this. He banned Nangleball." "The bollocks." Yeah, no more Nangleball. I'll kill him. That's the one thing I wanted to see now that I'm back over ground." "That's the spirit. So are you in or not, Mighty?" "What do I have to do?" "Kill Sosman Borkstapple." "I'm in. So how do we get out of the Achlontean range? You saw what happened to that poor extraterrestrial the minute she landed down on the forest floor." "Poor old Catherine Bishop," noted Bip, "of the European Space Agency of Earth. She was a commander, you know. We needed her to work the Sosniak rocket ships. I haven't the foggiest idea how those things work. Do you? And now what do you think? Come here, tell me, what's your plan?" "Wished and follow my lead," said Bip. "We're being listened to." "No, you're not," echoed a voice from somewhere in the tree canopy. "Ah, that's lucky," noted Bip. "Do you hear that, Mighty? We're not being overheard. That's lucky, because I wouldn't want a Sneaky Faneezer to overhear what I'm about to say." What are you about to say?" echoed the voice. "Oh, just a surprise plan to fool the Mulbound Fronicles, Garbstongles, Creeping Nunchankers, Marpsicles, and Sneaky Faneezers." "Go on," echoed the voice. "Are you listening quiet, Mighty?" asked Bip. "What do you mean, listening quietly?" "I mean, listening in a way that doesn't let, say for example, a Sneaky Faneezer know you're listening." "Ah, fine, whatever you say. I'm listening at the bottom of my hearing." "Good, because the next things I'm going to say really low, so that even if a Sneaky Faneezer was listening, it'd have to come right over here onto this branch with you and me to hear." "Go on," said Mighty. "Right, well, have your axe ready." "It's not an axe, it's more of a pickaxe." "Tell me that quietly," asked Bip. "It's not an axe, it's more of a pickaxe." Bip's axe flashed. Shrump! Grag! Oomph! "Quick, Mighty, grab this thingy's head before it falls. I'll grab hold of the body." What followed was Mighty holding to the top of the detached head of a Sneaky Faneezer and Bip wrestling the still flailing body of the Faneezer until it stopped moving. "That's the last time that Faneezer tries to eavesdrop on the Hobblegranniger Defence League plans," noted Bip. "Throw that thing's head down into the clearing and give me a hand with the body. This lad must have loved his dinners the size of him." Mighty threw the severed head down to the misty forest floor, and its landing was heralded by a gentle clunk, followed by snarling, chomping, chewing, and more snarling. "Never hold a Faneezer by the grumterior protrusion, you'll spoil the meat," advised Bip. Mighty, for want of a knowledge of a Faneezer's torso, grunted and did nothing. "Now," said Bip, "we're going to launch this thing's hide down into the clearing and jump down and clear off ourselves, because in case you didn't know, Mighty, the Sneaky Faneezer, for all its wares, shares its nature with Mulbound Frolickers, Garmsticles, Creamking Nunchankers, and Marmsticles, and they are, to the last one, horrible vicious beasts that would as soon rip apart and devour their own as anything else. and not one of them can resist the opportunity to take advantage of something defenceless. And a headless, dead Sneaky Faneezer's body is most definitely defenceless, and will provide the ground-raising beasts of the Achlontean range of Ballyris both a meal and a chance to fight over it, and provide us a very fractious segment of time to make our escape from them. How fractious? Scrumptullion nothing. Sure, that's almost no time. It's all we're gonna get, and it's my plan. Well, our plan now, Mighty. Help me chuck the rest of the creature down. Mighty did. Now, grab hold of this vine and run. Mighty did, remarkably quickly, considering his advanced age. So quickly, in fact, that neither the mull-bound frolickers, or garmstongles, or creeping nunchuckers, or marmsticles noticed him go. The creatures instead occupied themselves with the simultaneous devouring of the remains of their sneaky arboreal carnivorous forest-dwelling contemporary and the fighting over the remains of their sneaky arboreal carnivorous forest-dwelling contemporary. Bip and Mighty were well away before any of the mull-bound frolickers, garmstongles, creeping nunchuckers or marmsticles stopped to wonder about the sudden appearance of their decapitated former friend. Mighty and Bip ran until they tired, and the mist thinned, and the vegetation grew less thick. Bip turned to Mighty and grinned. They say out of sight is out of mind, noted Mighty, but I can't help wondering if we were followed. We weren't, said Bip. How can you be so sure? You've been wrong before. Because if we were followed, we wouldn't be alive to wonder if we'd been followed. Anyway, when was I wrong before? Chapter 45. Are you following this story at all, Bip? You said we could trust the Faneezer. I'd hardly call that being right. Yeah, well, you try knowing what to do in the Achlontean range of Ballyris when you're trying to get an extraterrestrial and a daft old codger away from harm. No thanks. Thought so. So follow me now. Mighty did, slowly. The pair made their way from the forest and the rain, and the mist began to clear. The terrain changed too. The thick, damp vegetation which had been all-encompassing in the mist of the Achlontean range grew sparse as they walked, and was soon relegated to patches in between large slabs of white rock. Hiya! You see these three coming? Asked Bip. No, replied Mighty. Right, said Bip. Could you try? Mighty strained his eyes. The mist of the Achlontean range shrouded whatever was to be seen behind and to both sides. He could make out gentle tree-covered slopes and a tree line some distance ahead. There was no sign of the mist they had just left, and the tops of the trees were visible. Are they near the tree line? He asked. Well, you obviously didn't see them if you have to ask me where they are, noted Bip. That's what I told you, I didn't see them. And I told you to try looking. I did. Ah, you're useless, Mighty. They're just there at the tree line. They're headed towards us. Zosniaks! I doubt it. That lot never walk anywhere. Have your axe at the ready all the same, though, Mighty. It took 16 seconds for Mighty to spot the three humanoids approaching, and a further 11 for him to be able to make out that they were red-faced, well-dressed and unarmed. By that stage they were close enough to hear. Lads, don't go down that way, shouted one. Don't go the way you're going either, said Bip, pointing behind him towards the mist. There's mull-bound frolickers, garmstongles, creeping nunchuckers, marmsticles and Sneaky Faneezers. We'll take our chances. The humanoids were now level with Mighty and Bip. They were well dressed but covered in muck, red-faced and panicked. They're not good chances, said Bip. Rubbish chances. Not one of ye is armed. Are we not? Asked the largest of the three. He was not very large and smaller than the stooped-aged and skinny Mighty. I thought we were. Why are our chances not good? I just told ye. Mull-bound frolickers, garmstongles, creeping nunchuckers, marmsticles and Sneaky Faneezers. Where did ye come from? We're not sure, said the largest of the strangers, which prompted both of the others to nod in agreement and look back nervously at the direction they had come from. Not sure, continued the stranger, but we're running from something so bad it put the wind up a contabular glimp, and I had it running like a scared muppet off, and it was not just a glimp that ran, it was everything and everybody else. Were you talking to anyone who saw what it was? Asked Bip. Yeah, but they weren't sure. I forgot what they said really, but it scared the shit out of them. The thing they said, it was an army of darkness, I think, didn't they? Noted the slightly larger stranger. His two companions shrugged. I think so, said one. Hey, that darkness is probably just night time they were on about, ye muppets. It happens every evening, explained Bip. Where are ye from? We know what night time is. Everybody does. It's just we can't seem to remember where we're from or what we were doing before we started running. But running away seemed like the thing to be doing. Whatever the others were running from came up from the ground. That's what they said. And the thing scared the people that were scared. They said the thing, or the collection of things, scared a glimp, I think, noted the stranger. Hey, sure, this fella came out of the ground too, said Bip, nodding towards Mighty. And you don't see me running away. Hang on. How would that fella scare a glimp? Said the taller of the three mucky, well-dressed strangers. He looks like he'd barely climb up a flight of stairs. I'd beat you in a fight, noted Mighty. I never said he scared a glimp, said Bip. I meant he came up from under the ground. Hold on, did you say Army of Darkness? Yes. We know who they are. They're grand. They're off to kill Sosman Borkstapple. Who's Sosman Borkstapple? Are ye three from Jupiter or what? Asked Bip. How do ye not know who Sosman Borkstapple is? I never heard of him before yesterday either, interrupted Mighty. You don't count, you old fart, snapped Bip. There's something not right here. Yes, it's an army of darkness headed this way, and we have to keep going, agreed the taller stranger. He then started heading towards the mist that shrouded the Achlontean range of Ballyris, followed by his two smartly dressed companions. If ye go that way, ye will die, said Bip. Why? Asked one of the strangers. Mullbound frolickers, garmsdongles, creeping nunchankers, marmsticles and sneaky faneezers. Are ye lot okay? No, we're being chased by an army of darkness. Probably, added another. The three then continued on their way. I think there's magic going on here, noted Bip. That lot could have drank from the memory trap of Hullaba Flubbert, suggested Mighty. What are you talking about? Asked Bip. The memory trap of Hullaba Flubbert, repeated Mighty. We were warned about it as kids. It's a drinking fountain that drains away your memories. Nobody seemed to be able to remember where it was, though. Hang on, lads, shouted Bip. The taller stranger stopped. The three were still within shouting distance, but they were well on their way towards the mist and dense vegetation of Ballyris. Did ye drink from a magic fountain? Yelled Bip. Sure, how would they remember? Asked Mighty. Wish, will ya? Hissed Bip. Did ye, lads? He shouted. We might have, said one. I can't be sure. Running is a thirsty business. Why do you ask? Did we? How would I know? I was asking ye. And you're going to die if you go that way. Right, said the tallest of the three strangers. He then turned back around and continued walking towards the thick veil of mist that hid the Achlontean range of Ballyris from all but those inside it. The three continued walking until they were no longer visible to Bip or Mighty. We better not forget not to drink if we come to a drinking fountain, noted Mighty. Like them lads forgot, he added. What are you on about? Asked Bip. The memory trap of Hullaba Flubbert. We can't forget not to drink at it. I reckon those lads remembered to forget and then forgot they remembered to forget, and that's why they're about to be eaten alive by marmsticles in Ballyris, noted Mighty. What do you mean? I mean they probably drank from the fountain for Hullaba Flubbert and forgot about it, said Mighty. Agents, noted Bip. Come on, Mighty. Sounds like the sheriff has the army on the move. And that was it for the beginning of the afternoon of the 9th day of the first human expedition to another planet. European Space Agency Mission Specialist Nancy Goodame McGinley, European Space Agency Mission Specialist Bart McMorrow, Sosman Borkstapple, Forgetful Jupiterians, an underground army of sorts, marmsticles, and the last remaining copy of the Book of Bongerland, Adrift on the Sea of Uncertainty on Jupiter. Okay, thank you for listening to that, and sorry for the break between episodes. I'm just struggling for time at the moment. Hopefully get a good blast of it now shortly and continue on through the last 9 chapters at this stage. And if you have followed the whole thing, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Chat to you soon.